for you and a guest to come in and have breakfast with Baldy. This segment is sponsored by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. We watched the Chiefs last night. Improved to 5-0, and since that Super Bowl, they're widening the gap between themselves and the San Francisco 49ers.
I hate them.
Their Operation 3-peat. There may only be 2 or 3 teams that could hang with them this year because their defense is that good. Their defense is a top 5 defense. And they've been a top 5 defense since the playoffs started last season, which is unreal. And then you add that with the best quarterback in the league. And I don't care what his numbers are. I don't care what the analytics say. I don't care what the data says. What quarterback are you choosing over Patrick Mahomes? What quarterback are you selecting over Patrick Mahomes? I mean, he was out there with Juju Smith-Schuster on his first 100-yard, most receiving yards he's had since 2018. It's unbelievable. Unreal. Oh, Kelsey, quiet for the first month? Well, we'll get you 9 catches on Monday Night Football against a tough Saints defense. So Kansas City rolls on. The Niners are licking their wounds, and we're trying to figure out who the hell they are. What is the Niners' identity right now? 888-957-9570 is the number. 888-957-9570 is the number. We're talking about Davante Adams. I don't think that's happening. I don't think it's happening because you may have to trade something to get him. But if there's anybody you trade, and I don't even like doing this, I'll just say it like, I'll put it like this. If the Raiders, in this hypotheticals, if they say, hey, 49ers, we need a receiver back, I'm not trading Brandon Ayuk to them.
No.
I'm telling you that right now. It won't be Brandon Ayuk, and it probably won't be Juwan Jennings. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, I've been thinking about this long and hard, and the offseason was so odd. Just so odd. All the contract talk, them kind of knowing CMC had some, injury stuff, but they gave him the contract extension anyway, sight unseen, no negotiate. It just felt like it happened all behind the scenes, right? And then like the Trent stuff played out publicly. Ayuk stuff played out very publicly. I think one of the biggest mistakes this organization did this offseason, to me, is the whole dangling of the receivers, both of them, Deebo and Ayuk, so publicly was just bad business. And now it feels like the residue. I'm not saying these guys aren't professional. I'm just saying the residue of having that out there, right? You can't put the genie back in the bottle. And it feels like to me when I watch Kansas City, as you say, out of nowhere, we're trading Tyreek Hill and we're getting 2 first-round picks and we're just moving on and we're just bang, bang. It just happened. All right. I think there's something to be said for not letting it get out. And a lot of these guys knowing that, like, it's a dog eat. They already know it's dog eat dog, but I'm saying, like, so publicly, hey, Deebo, we were going to trade you. Hey, Ayuk, I don't know. We were thinking about trading you. I just think it left a lot of emotions on the table. And I'm not surprised that there's been a lot of, uneasy residue left over from all that. I think it was bad business by the Niners. Yeah, I think they really screwed that up.
Well, yeah, I don't know how much of an impact that has on what's going on the football field. I really don't, because Deebo came in and he had a great training camp. He's a captain of the football team. So whatever happened during the draft, Deebo got over it and handled it like a pro and came to camp and looked really, really good. What was your reports at the training camp? Deebo looks phenomenal. He's in phenomenal shape. So
I know, but I think it created an atmosphere of, I got to get mine right now because I could be the one out the door next year.
Well, we already knew Ayuk was going to try to get his. We knew that coming in. He was going to try to get his right now. That's what these players do. Before Jamar Chase didn't get his, he was trying to. T. Higgins was trying to get his. Nick Bosa did the same thing. And Nick Bosa deserved his money. I want to make something clear. I'm not saying that Nick Bosa doesn't deserve the money. He got his money, and he deserved it. DPOY, Rookie of the Year. He's a force. But it's the way it went down, and all of a sudden we got all these excuses. And it's like, wait a minute, you got $122.5 million guaranteed. Just go play. Like, we're talking about adjustments and coaching and this and that 2 years in a row. That's not cool. So I think that stuff, they got over it. But the problem is you're beat up. That's number one. You're not executing at a high level. You're trying to put everything together at the last minute here without having a lot of guys in the camp.
That's true.
So that stuff hanging over their heads at the draft, I think they got Deebo, especially Deebo. I think he got over it here. But there is something here to drafting a wide receiver in the first round, which we don't discuss enough. Because when you do that, because all our initial reactions, let's face it, where Ricky Pearsall got drafted, I know what my reaction was. What the hell?
Well,
who?
Because it should be plug and play. In the NFL, 9 times out of 10, first-round players that aren't quarterbacks are pretty much plug and play.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
So, well, sometimes.
Well, in the salary cap era, like, look at the Chiefs. They took a wide receiver in the first round. What's he been doing? How many snaps he getting?
He's getting a lot.
Exactly.
He's getting a lot.
I look at the Philadelphia Eagles. All their picks are playing. Yeah, some of them aren't playing well, but they're all playing.
Well, you see the young man from Jacksonville, Brian Thomas Jr.
Looks phenomenal.
He's playing. He's a first-round pick, 17 overall. Malik Neighbors. Without the concussion, he was getting targeted left and right, 13, 14 targets a game. He's unbelievable.
Yards.
So if he comes back on time, right? Yeah. And trust me, fantasy teams need him. So the thing is, with Ricky Pearsall, now that you have Juwan Jennings, now that you have Deebo and you have Brandon Ayuk, when you draft a wide receiver in the first round, you're thinking, okay, who you moving off of?
That's what I'm saying.
And was that a need on this football team?
Clearly, a guy who can beat man is a need. But if that's the case, well, then you should have moved Deebo. If that's where you were going, you should have moved Deebo to get an asset back because you have other holes. See, this is about plugging the other holes as well as the wide receiver holes.
And the question still lingers. What if you know who Ricky Pearsall is?
No clue.
We know more for what happened in Union Square. God bless his soul. He's still alive.
I wasn't high on him coming out. We had the interview, and I was warming up to it, and I wanted to see it. I wasn't going to crush it, but I didn't think it was that wasn't the player nor the specific need.
They say he looks great in practice, right? When he is on the practice field, he could beat man coverage. But I don't know. I don't know.
I thought that George Odom looked good in practice. I thought Malik Mustafa looked good in practice.
I thought Trey Sermon was going to be great. We're talking about Trey Sermon during the break. Now he's on his third team playing for the Colts. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is right now, but maybe our roasters have an answer.
I don't know.
Let's go to Jimmy in Dublin. Jimmy,